On the left, a frail hand struggling to push a needle. On the right, a bright tiger leaping with absolute confidence. There is a specific, tragic reason why a woman living in constant fear would create art that is utterly fearless. Hi, and welcome to RJ Academy, and today I will teach you the Class 12 English poem, Aunt Jenifer's Tigers. To master this poem for your exams, we need to focus on how the text explores the specific constraints a marriage can impose on a person's life. This poem was written by Adrienne Rich, a prominent figure in American literature who lived from 1929 to 2012. Rich was a strong feminist who used her voice to fight for equal rights, standing against systemic issues of male dominance and child marriage. Her activism extended far beyond gender. She was a vocal opponent of racism and the spread of militarism. Rich viewed her poetry as a tool to expose the hidden systemic oppression that many women face within their own homes. In the first stanza, we meet Aunt Jenifer's creation, an embroidered panel featuring bright yellow tigers jumping against a vibrant green forest. Note the words topaz and denizens. Topaz is a yellow gemstone that matches the tiger's fur, and denizens identifies them as citizens of this green world. They are the masters of their environment. The poem describes their movement with chivalric certainty. Even with men standing beneath the trees, these tigers pace forward, entirely unbothered and confident. These tigers represent everything Aunt Jenifer lacks. They possess absolute freedom, total confidence, and complete control over their surroundings. Stanza 2 shifts from the tigers to Aunt Jenifer herself. We see her physical reality, a hand shaking with effort as she struggles to pull a tiny ivory needle through the wool. Those fingers fluttering are a physical manifestation of deep-seated fear and the weight of past trauma. The poem explains this struggle through a central metaphor, the massive weight of Uncle's wedding band. This wedding band carries the crushing psychological weight of a life lived under total male dominance and the complete loss of personal autonomy. Aunt Jenifer is a victim of severe subjugation, trapped in a life that is entirely directed and controlled by her husband. Pause the video here for a moment. Based on the intensity of the second stanza, do you think death will finally free Aunt Jenifer from the weight of that ring? The third stanza reveals that her entrapment does not end with her life. Her terrified hands are still bound by the ring, even in the grave. Being ringed with ordeals and mastered by her husband means that the trauma and enslavement she suffered are permanent marks that outlast her body. While her body remains trapped, the tigers she created continue to leap across the panel, prancing, proud, and completely unafraid. Aunt Jenifer's physical life was defined by the constraints of her marriage, but her internal drive for freedom achieved immortality through these tigers. To help you prepare for your exam, let's look at this comparison table that contrasts the creator with her creation. Aunt Jenifer is described as weak, terrified, and enslaved, a mortal woman held back by the constraints of her marriage. Her tigers, however, are strong, chivalric, and fearless. They are immortal denizens of a world where they are completely free. When writing your essay, use this contrast to explain the poem's core theme, the deep structural constraints of patriarchal society. Through the act of embroidery, Rich delivers a critique of the systemic oppression that often hides in plain sight within domestic life. Notes for this chapter are in the description. Catch you next time.